I'm here with Eric from DJI, and Eric, what did you guys just release yesterday? What are you sharing with us?
We just released the Phantom 2 Vision Plus, which is an aerial imaging platform with an integrated stabilized camera.
A drone with a camera and a stabilized camera? It's pretty awesome.
Stabilized camera, yeah.
So gimbal mounted camera, when we get to see something like this, is it something that you guys can fly around?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we can do it right now. There it is.
It's pretty awesome.
Yep. So it's a quadcopter, features 4 propellers. You can see that camera on the bottom, which is fully stabilized. So what I'm going to do is fly it left and right like this, and you'll see the camera is not moving at all. The footage that will come out of even movements like this is totally steady.
That's pretty fantastic. And how long does something like this guy fly?
So this flies for 25 minutes.
Which is a huge improvement.
It's a huge improvement. We've seen, more than a doubling of flight time in just a year. The camera shoots 14 megapixel stills. It's currently the only kind of action cam size camera that shoots in Adobe DNG RAW for stills.
Wow.
It shoots video in full HD, 1080p at 30 frames a second or 25.
Very cool.
And also 720p at 60.
So when do I get to fly it?
You want to fly it right now?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Now,
and if I was to lose it, it would come back, right?
Yeah, so the thing that makes this thing easy to fly is that it is completely GPS integrated. So it has a GPS hold feature. You'll see, I'm just going to let go of everything right now. And we're not doing anything, and you'll see it staying in the same place.
It's kind of hovering.
It's kind of hovering. You'll see it move around just a little bit as the wind hits it, but it'll come back. And the other thing is, what we're seeing on my phone right here is exactly what the camera's seeing. So we're getting first-person view from the, it's live view from the camera itself. I can also pitch the camera. So you can see this interface right here. I can move the camera up and down by tapping here, holding here.
And this is a one-man job. You are flying the drone and controlling the camera.
And having an interview with you.
And having the interview. This guy does it all.
Yeah. So it's pretty easy to fly. So what I'm going to do is hand the controller to you. Okay. And what I'd like you to do is, at first, maybe not do anything.
Okay.
So this left stick is throttle. You push it up.
We go up.
It goes up. Down. It goes down. Okay. And then the right stick here lets you nudge it, roll it left and right, pitch it forward. And this one also turns the aircraft.
Okay.
That is something perhaps that we shouldn't do here, because orientation is the hardest thing to learn. So it's easy to fly, but it's also easy to lose orientation if you're not used to it.
I gotcha.
Okay, so
I've never flown one of these before.
Okay, perfect.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Okay, so why don't we move it, put it a little higher, like this.
Not at eye level, right? I appreciate that,
Perhaps not at eye level. Okay, and you'll see it's pretty stable with GPS. I'm gonna hand it to you.
And there is a breeze.
There is a breeze, and it's fighting the breeze. So maybe what we'll do first is have you push it up and down in altitude with the left stick just slightly up and down.
Okay.
And you see how when you let go, the stick
kind of hovers.
It's spring-loaded.
Yeah.
Right back to the center, and it just hovers.
Pretty cool. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to twist it there.
That's all right.
And if I want to kind of come to the right, I just lean a little bit.
Just over to the right.
Gonna go back to the left. And so what's the range on this guy?
So the range is about half a mile.
Okay.
Yeah, in ideal conditions.
Which is pretty awesome. So 25 minutes, half mile.
Yep.
Oops. And you've got your phone set up here.
I do have my phone set up.
And from your phone, we're controlling the video. I can see what the camera's seeing, which I guess is huge, because if you fly out of range.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and tilt it down. We'll tilt the camera down a little bit so we can see us.
Okay, or them. Sorry about that.
Okay. Actually, we can tilt it straight down, so shoot straight down. Now, why don't you push it up a little higher?
Okay. I'll go forward a little bit, get away from the trees.
That's perfect. Now stop it right there.
Okay.
And we'll just take a picture. And what's also cool is, because we're connected to the aircraft and the phone in Wi-Fi, you can actually browse all of the pictures that are on the aircraft itself and download them to your phone while you're still flying.
So say you're flying it and you forget that 25 minutes is 25 minutes and it dies. How do you get it back?
We have some great safety features. So the first is that when it gets low on battery, first of all, it'll tell you right here on in your app.
Okay.
And the lights will change. So it'll start to blink red slowly.
Yeah, so now I see green on one side and red on the other.
Right, so those red lights in the front are so you know which way it's facing forward. The single green blinks in the back that's an indicator that everything's great and you have GPS lock. That will turn red, it'll start to blink.
Okay.
And that's a sign that maybe it's time to start coming home.
Okay.
Okay, so at 30% it does that.
Awesome.
Now 30% of course is like 18 minutes in or something, so you've already had quite a bit of flight time.
Okay.
And then when it gets even lower, 15%, it will, now you really want to land, and what it will do is start to descend slowly. Okay, so it'll descend slowly and indicate that you really need to land. Now you can still control it while it's doing that, so it's not going to just fall out of the sky.
So it doesn't kind of go until it's dead and just crash.
Yeah,
it works on reserve.
Yeah, that's by design. No, it's it'll just land slowly. Now the other thing that's great is if it loses contact with the radio for any reason, like if you were to turn it off, it will actually come home. So when you take off and you have good GPS lock, it will mark that as home. And so what it will do if you flew over there and turn the radio off, it'll actually just come home.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So and if it goes into interference or something?
Yeah. So that it is looking for the radio signal, and that's the only thing it's looking for.
So it's going to hone to that.
Yeah. So it'll. Hi.
How you doing?
So it'll actually.
Everybody loves these things. Huh? You can't get away from it everywhere you go.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of wind now, but it's doing a great job at keeping still.
Right. So this thing flies at about 30 miles an hour, which means that in wind of up to about 30 miles an hour, it will stay in the same place.
It's pretty awesome.
And I mean, we don't recommend flying in 30 mile an hour winds.
Yeah.
But I've flown in 15 mile an hour winds without any problem. Stabilized. That 3-axis gimbal will actually keep your footage pretty much stable even in winds like that.
Cool.
All right. We'll do a high-speed one. Ready?
All right.
Nudge it away from the palm tree.
It is pretty smooth.
Yeah, it's really smooth. So we're up about 160 feet, 200 feet.
It gives you an altimeter too.
Yeah, it tells you altitude. Yeah. So now it's all the way up. And you can see the view. Check out the view.
That's pretty awesome. And with that, you really don't need to watch.
Control signal, okay. There we go.
Like you really don't need to watch the drone. You could keep your eyes on the screen.
And especially if you're familiar with
video games.
Yeah, totally. People who play games just get it. So this is something still photographers love. So you can go flip it into RAW. There's a profile in Lightroom and Photoshop for the vision.
Well, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. So
well, even though it doesn't look bowed, I don't see much vignetting. I mean,
it's not too bad. I mean, there is fisheye distortion, but that's
corrected
mostly if you like pitch it, and you'll see.
Yeah, kind of on the outskirts.
Yeah. So this is a RAW. Shooting a RAW takes
a little
lot
bit of time.
longer.
Well, 14 megapixels. That's a good
it's
size.
It's a 30
file.
megabyte file, so
that's pretty impressive.
It's pretty serious, and I'll shoot one of these.
So Eric just took a photo with the drone way up. I mean, you can barely see it. He just emailed it to me right now while he's controlling the drone from his phone. Is drone the proper term?
Drone is
classification.
I think drone is the term. I mean, that's what the media has decided these things are called. And I think actually what's great is it's losing its stigma. You know, I think when you
drones don't kill people, they take pictures.
You hear the word drone now, the vast majority of stories are about interesting things that have been captured from the air.
Yep.
Last week we had puppy rescue. That's always good. Puppy. Everybody likes that. So pretty cool.
All right, guys. So Eric from DJI gave us an awesome tutorial on the new DJI
Phantom 2 Vision Plus.
Phantom 2 Vision Plus. So I'm going to sign off because I'm going to place an order for one of these right now because this is pretty awesome. See you guys on the floor.